What's up, Keep Pounding crew? I'm back here with another video. Keep pounding. Hit that like, sub, and bell icon if you have not done so already. And don't forget to check out the Facebook page, Keep Pounding in all caps, for in-game polls, opinions, and scheduling for the channel, and reactions to the NFL news, as well as the NFL Fantasy Football Yahoo Sports League that I have created. So, let's get into the content. I got a quick minute or two to record this video, so it won't be long. Excuse my hair, having a bad hair day, but hey. So I hear that we are planning a march on Mint Street. I unfortunately will not be able to be there due to circumstances out of my control, but that has been postponed. I just got word of that this morning. But let's take that time to consider who we're really blaming here, because nobody seems to be able to agree on who to blame. And if we can't even agree on who to blame, what are we even marching for? That's the point I'm trying to make, folks. Like, if you don't even know who you're even blaming and trying to make changes for, you know, everybody's got their own opinion, but nobody seems to agree collectively, you know, as a whole, as a fan base. And that concerns me, that we're trying to make a change when Tepper already sees what the problem is. But the thing is, Tepper, let's get one thing straight. You hired both of these coaches, okay? You put yourself in this position. So, you dug your grave. Now you gotta lie in it. So, I mean, from my perspective as a fan, you can do all the head shaking you want, but you hired him. You hired him, man. And to be fair, like, I respect you as a businessman. I respect you as a person. But you made some poor choices for this organization, man, as far as head coach. I mean, let's not get it twisted. Everybody sees it. Everybody knows it. Alright, so now, as far as I'm concerned, the defensive coordinator is doing his job. He is the only one besides Deuce Staley that is exempt right now. So, everybody else is getting blamed. Everybody else is getting thrown under the bus for at least a little bit of blame. So, in my opinion, make sure you know what you're marching for before you march up there, man. Make sure you know. Because if you don't, and you're looking for a scapegoat just like the rest of us, but you don't know where to actually put your blame, let me tell you what I feel about Frank. And then I'll tell you why Frank should be the person you should be marching against. Not Scott, but Tepper, though. You should be marching against Tepper. Alright. Tepper hired both of these coaches. It is what it is. Blame him. He's the one that needs to be held accountable. Then there's Frank. You got Frank, to me, needs to hold most of the weight here, because of the things that he has done here since he was hired. But also Tepper should too, because you hired this fraud, okay? Let's call him what he is. He's a fraud. He's a car salesman. And he sold you a bill of goods. You don't know what to do with it. And now you're pissed off. Okay, great. We've seen this story before, haven't we? You know, my whole thing is, we have seen this story before. So I don't want to hear it from that man. You put us in this position. You can dig our way out. Alright, so Frank has been showing us time and time again how he does not understand how to be a head coach. He does not understand. And furthermore, he should not be a head coach in the NFL. Point blank, he should not. You worked with some of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and you still failed. You turned Matt Ryan, who was one of the most underrated pro quarterbacks, into a joke. So, and you're supposed to be a quarterback whisperer, yet you were terrible as a quarterback. You hired Josh McCown, who was terrible as well. And then you want to say, oh, well, I can coach up a number one pick. What in God's green earth makes you think you can coach a number one pick with the credentials you have? And with Josh McCown being a first-year quarterback. What makes you think this will actually work? It won't. And it didn't. Throw out the size comparison. We don't care about that. Not on this channel. We've already dismissed that. Alright, so throw out the first 6 games because Frank was calling the plays. And honestly, nothing was getting done. Nothing. Alright, so you got 8 weeks to get this right. And honestly, everybody in the league understands that this team is a train wreck. Everybody. Except for us, apparently. Because we have not fired anybody yet. I gotta start questioning the D-line coach. Because the fundamentals are not there. We have no bull rush. These guys are not getting off their blocks to stop the run. And frankly, I've had it up to here. Something's got to change with that. In the coaching staff, somebody needs to be questioned about that. And it starts with the D-line coach. Now, the O-line coach, Mr. Campen, I'm going to give you a little bit of grace period because of what you did in Green Bay. But you only get 1 year's grace period. That's it. After that, you better start fixing things. Because the fundamentals are not there. Tackling is not there. I'm going to tell you that right now. Tackling is not there. So, I'll ask you guys again. What are we doing? What are we doing about this? Because I'm about done with this. This team does not seem to understand how to fix these problems. And they continue to be problems. All of it leads back to coaching, we have the talent. You've seen the stats from these guys before they came to Carolina. Don't act like you didn't. Folks, don't act like you didn't. You know. So I don't want to hear from these people. Alright? That say we don't have weapons. We do have weapons. Thank you. Go look at the numbers. Or are you too lazy to pull up Google and look them up yourselves? It only takes 2 minutes, folks. For real. If you're that lazy, just don't bother. Don't bother getting in these conversations, because it shows how little time you put into trying to learn this stuff. And that's not an attack against you. That's just saying facts, you know? You did not put in the time to research this stuff. So do I feel sorry for you when you get absolutely laughed at in debates? No, I do not. Take the time to research, people, please. Literally. I'm trying to help you out. I'm trying to make y'all better at debating this stuff. Like, that's why I post all these stats. That's why I put them out there during streams, to help you out. But if you're not going to be bothered to actually look them up yourself, I don't know what to tell you. Now, Exhibit B. Let's talk about the players that left Carolina after they'd been here from another, when we had picked them up from another team. Exhibit B of the fact that Carolina is a player mill. Go look at CMC's numbers. Go look at DJ Moore's numbers. These guys are still producing even where they are. Because guess what, folks? They're in better systems, and they are being coached properly in those systems. These guys know what they're doing. We do not. So, here's the thing, man. When you're sitting there going, why can't our wide receivers get separation? Maybe it's because we're running bad routes. Did y'all ever think of that one? Most of us did. That actually have some football intelligence, that have been paying attention. Some of y'all haven't, though. And it shows. Why are we only throwing it to Thielen? Why for 6 weeks did we only have plays that only went to Thielen? Makes you question the scheme, doesn't it? Why are you questioning the wide receivers that we have from other teams? That if we let them go today, they would still be putting up the same numbers they were putting up in Detroit and Minnesota. And in Cincinnati. We are not using them correctly. I've been trying to tell y'all this for weeks. Some of y'all are hard-headed and won't listen. So, okay. Let's say we have a fire sale today. Let's say Brian Burns goes to the Bears. Look at Montez Sweat. He is still putting up numbers in Chicago. Who is awful, by the way. Almost as bad as we are. And he's still putting up those numbers. You got DJ Moore, who is still putting up those numbers, even with these terrible quarterbacks. Even with a Division II quarterback, he is still putting up those numbers. Do y'all see the problem now? It ain't the players. It's the coaches. We've been trying to tell you that, folks. The ones who are aware of the problem, the real problem, have been trying to tell you that for weeks now. And you just don't want to get it. So, okay. Stay in your stubbornness. That's all I can tell you. Stay in your stubbornness. Because I'm not here for that. I'm not here for that. I'm here to educate y'all. But if you don't want to learn nothing, that's all you. That's on you. I ain't, you know, it's like them teachers in high school, man. If these people don't want to learn nothing, they ain't going to learn nothing. Because they don't want to learn nothing. They're too pig-headed, man. And some of y'all get too big for your britches and think you know everything about everything when it comes to football. And you don't do the research, and you spout off all these opinions that you can't back up. Then you want to come to my channel and my chat and try to spout these same opinions. And when you get shut down, you get mad. No, I don't feel sorry for you. You did this to yourself. You did this to yourselves, folks. And speaking of which, we, the fan base, need to take responsibility as well. We put our expectations way too high every year. And we try to act like nothing is wrong. Nothing's wrong with it at all. No, this is how it's supposed to be. A rookie quarterback is supposed to turn into a Pro Bowler in the first year. You know, veterans are expected to do the same things that they were doing the year before. You know, without proper coaching, without proper guidance. Our GM is supposed to be perfect, right? He's supposed to get every pick right. He's supposed to get us back to the promised land. We're supposed to go to the Super Bowl every year, right? Y'all want us to win a Lombardi every year, right? Do y'all see how unrealistic all of this sounds? When you put it into perspective. Do y'all see now? Are y'all starting to get a picture? This is what we do as fans every week. Are y'all starting to get a clue now as to how dumb you guys sound? And yet I hear this every week on every stream, every Facebook post, everywhere. On X, everywhere. And I'm sitting there going, y'all don't learn. Y'all don't learn. We do this every year, and y'all don't learn a thing. So, here we are again. Trying to figure out what we're doing. And why everything went wrong. It's the circle of life with the Panthers. You know what I mean? We live, we die with the Panthers. But we don't see the inside of that circle. We never see the inside. Y'all never see what's wrong with it. Until the bad things hit the fan. So, yes, we the fans do have some responsibility for this. So, with that being said, minus the taxpayers of Charlotte, who are required to pay for the stadium, what right do we have to march on that stadium when we can't even agree on what's actually wrong with this team? When we are partially to blame. What right do we have And what changes do we think are going to happen because we do this? I encourage y'all to think about this. Y'all got some time now because this thing's been rescheduled. Consider all of those factors. Because, yeah, I get it. We're pissed off. We're angry. We're looking for somebody to blame. We're always looking for somebody to get angry at. Angry, 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 angry. That's all I see from this fan base, man. Even when we win, we want to blame somebody. And I'm sitting there going, really? Really? Are y'all taking stock of what y'all are doing? Because I see it every week. I pay attention to this stuff. I'm not an idiot. You know? I'm aware. I watch y'all do this same clown garbage every week. And by the way, it's the same people that are bashing Bryce Young that were bashing Cam Newton back in the day too. After he had that concussion. What do you want him to do? Literally, what do you want him to do? Grow 2 feet taller? He can't do that. Everybody's still using the size problem. He can't grow 2 feet. You know? He can't suddenly become a Peyton Manning type quarterback just because he eats his vegetables. Y'all need to stop this. Y'all need to stop this goofiness, man. I see this every week, bro, and I'm like, really? I find it mildly entertaining, really, of how blindsided people are. And even when we beat the Texans, people are like, oh, well, this person did badly, this person did badly. Y'all want to nitpick. Y'all want to nitpick when we're 1-6? Really? Y'all want to nitpick when we're 1-6? This is before we even got to this point. Wow. You know, even when the Chicago Bears won their second game, did you see their fans nitpicking? No. They were celebrating like it was Christmas. And I'm not saying we should be celebrating like we just won the Super Bowl. What I'm saying is, they at least had enough respect for themselves as a fan base not to nitpick. Now, I understand YouTubers doing it because that's our job. That's what we do. But the common fans that are sitting in the chat every week, that are keyboard warriors that want to just throw their opinions out there, you know, go get a camera and a mic. Start up your own channel. Then you have a right to voice your opinion like that. And complain about whatever you want. But don't be surprised if your chat does not stick around. Because we are tired of the negativity in Carolina, man. We're tired of it. Those of us that have been paying attention, we're tired of it. And it's only getting worse. Because our owner made a foolish choice. Hindsight's 2020. Y'all want Wilks now, huh? Y'all want Wilks now. Let me tell y'all something. I've been rallying every week last year for Wilks since he took over. Every week. And now y'all want him? After seeing the results? Now y'all want him. Man, stop it. Don't act like you on the Wilkes train now. When you were constantly in my chat bashing me about my choice of supporting Wilkes, when I was one of the few people that actually did, everybody else was saying, oh, his record. His record don't mean nothing if you don't give him an opportunity to succeed. He just showed you in 13 games that he is fully capable of turning this whole franchise around. He don't even need a GM. He doesn't need an assistant coach to do that. He doesn't need these coordinators to do that. He did that himself. He turned his locker room around and lit a fire in them. A fire that is still burning in a few of these players today. So I don't want to hear all these people that are just now joining the Wilkes bandwagon. Y'all had your chance. Alright? Y'all had your chance last year and you missed the boat. Y'all all threw shade at him. And said, this is not the man for the job. Oh, his record. Oh, really? Who had the number one defense over in San Francisco for how many weeks this year? Who had one of the best defenses in the league when this man was defensive coordinator here and then became head coach? I'll wait. And don't you see Al Harp. And don't you see Al. Because Al doesn't count. Al's just a fill-in man. He answers to Wilkes. Alright, so here's my thing. Y'all missed that train a while back. And now y'all are screaming for Wilkes. Y'all, oh, we want Wilkes. He's already the defensive coordinator for San Francisco. He ain't leaving. He done lost, 3 games in San Francisco with them? Don't believe everything you read. That man's staying in San Fran. You know he is. We're happy with Ajaro. Why would he want to come back here? Ask yourselves that. Why would he want to come back here to this train wreck, to this sinking Titanic that is the Carolina Panthers? Ask yourselves that. Because if I was Wilkes, I wouldn't. You've already got your defensive coordinator. Why would I want to replace Frank when I know I have an owner that won't hire me back anyway? Why would I want to play for a fan base that did not support me when I was running to putting my hat in the ring for head coach after 13 weeks of success and turning the season around to 7 wins? Yes, I call that a success because we won the games that we were supposed to win and we lost the games that didn't cost us, opportunities for the playoffs until the Bucs game. Y'all can say whatever you want about this man, but he turned it around for us. Either way, appreciate the good things in life. Stay happy, healthy, and well, and keep pounding.